Okay, we're live. So, I thought I'd come into the studio today. The studio sounds so professional, doesn't it? This is normally all the magic happens for the Sports Therapy Association podcast. But it's just too dark outside now, cold, and my battery was low on the phone. So anyway, I thought I'd just come in here and give you a little catch up on my Cerebra in-home polysomnogram sleep study. It's been today or tonight will be night 19, and it's been kind of soured a little bit by a house, like I say in the description, a house of COVID variants and head colds. So obviously the last few nights haven't been at all good. If you imagine you're going ahead with a head cold, going to sleep with a head cold, and you've got like a thing strapped to the front of your head and electrodes coming round your ears and into the back of your ear and on your neck, and well, during the night I've just ripped it off. That's all I can say. It's just too uncomfortable because, well, I'm just too irritable. I'm turning over, tossing and turning, and my wife's coughing away with COVID. So it's just, hasn't been great. But that said, thanks for the emails coming in asking about them, how the nights are going. I do try and reply. And I'm excited because this Saturday will mark 2 weeks without any caffeine, which is apparently how long it takes generally for most people for traces of caffeine to leave the system. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully, once I'm getting over the cold, I've got one down, one to go in terms of household COVID. So hopefully from Sunday onwards, I'll have another 2 weeks, which are the last 2 weeks of the study, to actually feel well, sleep well, caffeine free, regular exercise. Tonight's run was, well, the first 30% of it was hard, man. Every voice kind of going, stop, what's the point? Only do kind of like a few miles, then just come back. And but then it's always the same when you're a bit old, isn't it? And the truth is, once I'd got past 1.5 miles, then it picked up and it was all okay, really. And actually felt right coming home. So, but anyway, yes, looking forward to getting rid of it. I know so many people have got COVID or house full of COVID at the moment. So my heart goes out to you. It's annoying, but it's getting better, isn't it? We know now that this variant is not nearly as harmful to the majority of the population what it would seem anyway. We're even allowed out in the UK now, I think. So it's getting better, isn't it, UK? I'm sorry if you're not in that part of the world, but I think in the UK it's getting better. Hey, Eleanor, how you doing? I'll bring you up on here. Look at that. I can do this now. I haven't done this before, but it hasn't been in the Sports Therapy Association podcast. Hey, Eleanor, how you doing? I'm going caffeine next free. Yes, Eleanor. It's 6. I wish I could say it's been joyful and I'm feeling benefits from it. But I've just had this cold, which has just brought everything down, plus ill kids and ill wife, and still having to work. And it's just, So I'm hoping next 2 weeks, when half term's over, back at school, back at normal work, back at normal routine. Sometimes during the day, I think I've got a bit more spring in my step, but it's so multifactorial, isn't it, when you've got other stuff going on? So we shall see. I'm still gagging for a coffee. I still went into town today and thought, I'd love to have a coffee so much. And a little, I don't know what would I have, a little croissant or something, just a plain croissant to go with it. Still in my mind, it just sounds delightful. So I don't think I've quite managed to get that need out of my body yet, but who knows? The exciting thing is, just to fill you in case you don't know what I'm rattling on about, is 5-week study. I did a week with normal caffeine. I've done nearly 2 weeks now with no caffeine, and then I'm doing 2 more weeks, which in theory will be with no caffeine in the body at all. Obviously, I don't know whether caffeine is a factor in my life. I slept badly before caffeine. Caffeine has been kind of my fuel to keep me going, basically self-dosing a chronic deficit of sleep since I was allowed to drink coffee along with chocolate and stuff. So there's obviously other factors. The nice thing about giving up caffeine is, like anything, once you give one thing up, it makes you accountable, doesn't it? It makes you start thinking about everything else you're putting in your body. And I have noticed my diet has actually got a bit better. I'm actually now peckish for better quality food. And I think that's a result of not my body not getting that quick fix from caffeine, maybe. So that's been good. Anyway, before I go, I just want to say, as far as Run Chat Live goes, what I'm going to start doing is I've had so many fantastic 89 weeks now of Sports Therapy Association podcasts. I'm going to start putting a few of them out on the Run Chat Live channel as well, which I think will be relative to runners. Definitely the week I'm doing at the moment, which is all about women's health, has been fantastic. In fact, it concluded on Tuesday. It's available now. If you go to your favorite podcast app or Spotify or here on YouTube, then just look up the Sports Therapy Association podcast and you'll find the concluding episode I did this week with Gráinne Donnelly and Emma Brockwell, which was, again, just amazing. And it's fun, and it's a lovely compliment to see when someone said, this is really educative and such good fun as well. The two can be mixed together, and it was a really, really eye-opening episode. Emma and Gráinne are amazing educators, amazing. And I'm sure they'll be inspirational to any soft tissue therapist who feels a bit unconfident about going into the taboo-clad world of women's health and asking the right questions. Very, very important questions. This has become apparent across this month anyway. So do check them out if you're listening to this. But yeah, I'm going to start putting some stuff out on the Run Chat Live channel. There's still people going in there and downloading it. Obviously, there's 50. I think Paul Ingram was the last guest I had 4 years ago, maybe, or something. People are still downloading episodes. There's still an audience there, and I get a few emails saying, when are you starting Run Chat Live again? So I'm going to put some what I regard as really quality information out, which will be suitable for both runners and therapists who work with runners. There's quite a lot of material there. It won't be everything, but if you want to jump that, then just go out to the Sports Therapy Association podcast and you can see all the episodes there, and pick and choose as to what you think will be useful for you. Right, we'll leave it at that. It's been 7 minutes. It's been quite nice doing this, not in the cold. If you've got any information regarding your own sleep, you want to send me any emails, we are on the Sports Therapy Association podcast in April going to have a focus on sleep month with some amazing guests lined up, 4 guests lined up, and it will culminate in the last week of April with myself and Dr. Amy Bender, who's the Director of Clinical Sleep at Cerebra, whose sleep in-home polysomnogram I've been using during the sleep study. And Dr. Amy Bender is going to have my results, and she will have had time to interpret them. So we'll be going through that, which will be fun. Really looking forward to hearing about what the waves say. It's all in the waves. So yeah, but in the meantime, if you want to send me any emails, matt@runchatlive.com. Some people have been sending some really interesting stuff through. If I can help or direct you towards someone, I will. I'm reading a second sleep book now. So some great authors out there. Some dodgy stuff as well, as far as I can see, but there's some really eye-opening stuff. Some great educators out there as well. So feel free to email me or just follow me on social media. Right, that's it, guys. Hope you're well. And I'll speak to you very soon. And look out for Run Chat Live for some of these episodes I'll be uploading very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.